Hello everybody at Enchanted Emerald. This is Melissa bringing you another card pull, and this is going to be for the energy for this evening, November 4th, 2021. And so as we get started here, if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube, please don't hesitate to hit that red subscribe button below and the bell so that you're in the know of all of the new and amazing content as it is released. As we step into the energy tonight, as always, I use the traditional Rider-Waite deck. That's my go-to deck. And tonight we have out of the deck the Ace of Wands. So definitely feeling here some energy pulling us in to a spark of creative energy, right? There is some new beginning here that is about to get started, and I do feel that this is going to be pulling you in to finding new and creative solutions as you challenge yourself to rise to the occasion. So I really feel as though you could be working in a group with somebody. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are, but you could possibly be working in a group with somebody. And I feel as though that the signs are very telling, things that are happening around you, where I feel that you're going to be able to easily detect what somebody's up to, what their true intentions are, by allowing them to speak. Okay, so with this, I really feel as though if you're asking them open-ended questions, if you are allowing them to take the time to explain themselves, if you're engaging in a conversation where you're allowing this person to answer with things that are, other than yes and no, or like one-word answers, if they have to speak what's on their mind, to tell you what's on their mind or on their heart, you're going to very easily decipher what the true meaning of their intentions are. Okay, so I really feel it's going to be very telling for you as you allow them to do this. And so I think there's a lot of doubts and insecurities kind of lingering around, and that is, I think, more just maybe lingering in your energy in terms of your own doubts, your own insecurities, maybe of this person's intentions with you, or of your abilities, your own abilities as you move forward through this. Okay, so I think that the best part of this is maybe you've been seeking advice, right? Maybe you've been going around and kind of, enlisting help from other people, asking their opinions, asking their advice. And I feel that the most important thing that you can do at this point in time is to look inward, right? We have the Four of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. I think it's a very good time to maybe take a bit of a time out to really get in tune and in touch with your own intuition about what it is that is important to you and where do you feel as though you should go from here, right? And so with this, it's about getting that own advice from your higher self or your spirit guides and allowing that to guide you moving forward. Of course, you can take in, right, lessons, life lessons from other people that are around you. You can take that in and you can factor that in if you feel that it's necessary. But until you really settle into your own energy, you are the best indicator of what is going to be best and right for you, right? And you are here to learn a whole set of lessons as well. And until you go through it, that's when you grow through it. And so really feel with this that you're going to be getting your own advice from your higher self. You're going to be getting this advice from yourself. And so with this, I feel as though you really are having your guard up a little bit, where you know that there's a constant state of changing, right? Like your environment is constantly changing and you're constantly having to adapt. And so you're not allowing yourself to be totally comfortable all the time. In fact, you never truly let your guard down totally all the way, right? You always have it up a little bit, right? And I think that that's not always a bad thing, right? You think it's always good to kind of be on guard and kind of know what's happening around you and to anticipate changes, right? When we are feeling the energy. See, for me, I will feel the energy of something And then I'll also know when that energy ends before before something happens, right? So if I'm in tune with the energy, I'm going to know that that's going to stop, or that's not going to happen. Even though I might have felt it last week and I knew it and I took the actions and I followed through with it, then the energy stops, right? So I applied for a job and I felt like it was a really good thing. I went to the interview, I got the job, and then the energy stopped and I said, I'm not going to be there. That job is not for me. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know how that was all going to work out or pan out or transpire. And then I ended up saying, this is not the job for me. I called and told them, right? So, but I knew like 2 weeks in advance because I felt the energy of that. So with your guard up a little bit, you're kind of anticipating the changes, you're knowing the changes, you're feeling the energy out, you're noticing what's happening in your environment, right? What are these other people doing? And, so you're responding to your environment. And I think that you understand that there's always an ebb and a flow. There's things coming in and changing, right? And things are always leaving, right? And so there's always new opportunities coming in and opportunities going out that you've said, this is a no for me, Spirit, thank you. So I think what it all boils down to is when you settle into your intuition, knowing your limits, knowing what is right for you, right? Knowing that I can do this, or I want to do this, or I feel comfortable learning this, I feel comfortable doing this every day. I know that I'm really good at math, and so I can do this every day. Or I know that I'm very agile, I'm very flexible, so I might have a physically demanding, say, job or task at hand, and so that would be something very good for you, right? So knowing your limits, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever that looks like, but knowing your limits, right? And what you're looking for, what you want. Looking at the bright side. And when I see that, Spirit had definitely come in with that, looking at the bright side. It's about your perspective. And I think that with this, Spirit, accompanied that with the lyric, put a smile on your face and make the world a better place. I don't know if you guys know that song. It's an old song, and it was probably a one-hit wonder by somebody, I think the name was Vitamin C that sung it. But put a smile on your face and make the world a better place. And so, what are you doing to extend kindness to others, to spread kindness and happiness? And that can do wonders, not just for that person that you're spreading that kindness to, but when you do a good deed for somebody else, it also makes you feel really good. And so it's like a double-edged sword, and it's very, very good. So, but about your perspective on what you're going through, right? So this might not be an amazing situation. It might not be the opportunity of a lifetime that you've been waiting for, but it's good for now, right? And so you are embracing that. And as you embrace that, you will learn about yourself. You will learn lessons through all of that, right? You'll grow through that. And so just being open to that and seeing the brighter side of that. Because I promise you, if you are going through your day with this attitude that I don't want to do this, I can't stand this, right? It is going to wear on not just you and your mental health, but other people around you, and your life is going to be miserable. But if you can at least find at least one good thing, I mean every hour, right? But at least find one good thing and start saying, this is a great thing that happened to me today. Or maybe even as you go through your day, saying you're grateful, especially since we're in the month of thanks, right? And so extending gratitude for moments, extending gratitude for things that you are embracing as you're moving through that, even though it's not necessarily an experience that you wanted, knowing that it's providing contrast for you, that okay, this manifested, It might be temporary. It isn't exactly what I wanted, but now it's back to the drawing board. And what is it that I do want? Because now you know you don't want that. So you can co-create something new with spirit. And so you journal that, or you write about it as if it's happened. And you set your intentions and ask for help bringing that in. So it's also about your strategy, right? Spirit's wanting to talk about our strategy, right? So, and with this, it's talking about like our game face, getting our game face on. When we go into something, we have to have a game plan, right? We have to know what is our goal and our objective, what are we hoping to get out of it, you know, and how are we going to get to the end game, and how are we going to get to the next level, right? Think of it like a video game. How are we going to get to the next level? We have to go through this, right? And we'll get through this like we've gotten through everything else. And so with this game face, even if you're showing up every single day with a poker face and you're not letting anybody know that like, hey, this is not for me, but this is my right now. This is my temporary thing, right? And so, but that doesn't mean that you have to show up and tell people that, or, you know, let people know that. You can go in with this air of just knowing your worth and knowing who you are, what you stand for, standing in your truth, and navigating your day, because your energy will dictate that, right? What's coming in for you in terms of what you know your worth and what you're trying to manifest, that will manifest in terms of how you carry yourself, right? So being mindful of the energy that you're putting out. Right? And so that with that game face, right? Go in there like you're going to tackle your day because you just know that you're the bomb, and it's gonna be a beautiful day because you're a beautiful person and you're spreading your light no matter where you go and what you're doing and who you're with, right? And so, and I think the biggest thing here too is to be open to learn, right? Spirit is wanting us to be open to learn right now. We want to be able to embrace these lessons. And if we're closing ourselves off, if we have our guard completely up all the time, we're closing ourselves off not just to lessons, things that we're going through and learning, or people that are extending their light to you, right? We're closing ourselves off to joy. Any moments of joy that we can find throughout that day, we are closing ourselves off to that if our guard is completely up. So make sure that you're open to seeing things in a different way, open to seeing the bigger vision, open to inviting spirit to show up for you and bring in these miracles, right? So what I see through this whole thing, with this spark of creativity, this new beginning, all of this beautiful energy coming in with this Ace of Wands, is it's almost as if you have to be on a mission to investigate your life, almost, okay? So it's like you are a detective and you're trying to figure things out. Maybe you don't know exactly what you want, but you have an idea of what you want in your life. Maybe you are going through this because you are trying to examine. Maybe you did manifest a little piece of something that you were looking for, and that's why this experience is showing up. Whatever this is, it is time for you to get your thinking cap on. Why is this showing up? What is this showing me? Am I setting my worth at a certain level, and am I manifesting in my highest and best self, for my highest and best? And if you are not, how can you change that and start to make those active steps to do so, right? Life is like a mystery. Allow yourself to be intrigued by that, okay? Allow yourself to have this genuine curiosity like a child as you move through your day, right? Like, what's happening next? And who's gonna show up, and what are we gonna laugh about? Like, have this childlike innocence as you move through your day. Not everything has to be so serious, right? And if you allow that, in that state of joy, you can manifest with so much more ease, and you can bring in some really beautiful things for yourself. So make sure that you're setting those intentions as you do that, right? Embrace those things. But I think it's about, maybe even with this Four of Swords, questioning yourself, where have I been in my life, reflecting on like where have you been, what's come up for you, what did you learn, what is it that you want now, where do you want to go, how are you going to get there, do I have the skills that are necessary to take me where I want to go, should I take a class, like really, really starting to reflect on some of those things. And if you're left with this feeling of like yearning, of like for something more, if there's something missing, are you neglecting one of your facets of wellness? Are you taking care of your physical self, going to the gym? Are you working on spiritual health? Are you working on spiritual stuff, meditating, or if you're in some sort of an organized religion, going to church, praying, things like that, setting your intentions, because that's the same thing as prayer as well. So for some of us out there, so, looking at all of those things, are you taking care of your mental health? Do you need to talk to somebody, about things that are, in your life that are from the past that you haven't worked through, right? Looking at all of those things, because everything in your environment is going to be perceived by you through this lens of your own experience. Everything that you have been through in your past, that's going to be in a direct correlation to how you perceive your environment. So Spirit's bringing up like this salamander. So our salamander spirit, we are looking at our overall emotional intelligence. In other words, how we adapt, and maybe you don't adapt. Maybe you try to control things to control your anxiety, right? You try to control things in your environment, right? But our willingness to adapt to our environment, right? So it's like multiplying. If you're looking at an equation, your emotional intelligence multiplied by your environment, and then it brings up this greater whole of you, or what is, right? And so it's about overcoming this adversity, knowing that this too shall pass, not allowing these emotions to define you, not allowing what's happening to consume you, right? Now, with a salamander has this keen night vision, right? It's kind of like psychic senses, psychic vision, right? And so just like that salamander, I want you to understand that you have the ability as well to see through the bullshit. And so when you can do that, and I feel like for someone out there in particular, I feel like somebody calls it their spidey senses. So for your spidey senses, I don't know, I just did air quotes. Gosh, that's like, I haven't done that in a long time, but maybe I have, I don't know. But gosh, it's old school. But so if you call it your spidey senses, if you call it your psychic vision, if you just know things and you don't know why you know things, you're tapping into that salamander spirit. And I feel like with this, it is, understanding that like when that comes in for you, it's kind of like your higher self warning you of like, yeah, this is, and I'm getting big chills with this. So this is definitely somebody's message, that it's kind of like your alarm is sounding, and it's like a little warning for you that like this might not be the best situation for you, or like you see that situation and this is what it looks like on surface level, but deep down that this is what's really happening. And so it's like you just want to stay far away from that. And so if you are feeling that on any type of level, following that at all costs. And that's what's going to help you too to overcome some of the adversity that you're facing in your external environment, okay? So if you feel like something's off about a situation, it's probably off about a situation. Like there's something up, and so you're just like, okay, got it, Spirit. And you just take that chance to just say, that's a no for me, Spirit. That the situation is not for me. That person is not for me. I'm out, thanks. And you honor that. That's your truth. You honor that, right? And so understanding through all of this, there's going to be a lot of growth through these challenges, and you're going to handle this with so much finesse, so much grace. You're going to make this look easy. So really beautiful read here for you today. I do so hope that this resonates for you. Again, not all general readings can resonate for everybody. So if you're looking for your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. But take what resonates, leave the rest. And as always, you can hit me up at the enchantedemeraldny at gmail.com, enchantedemeraldny at gmail.com, or at the square site pinned at the top of the page on Facebook, or in the description box below here on YouTube. As always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.